Hello, hi. I'm going to share today a really amazing parasympathetic activation hack. It's basically research I've done over the last 2 years since I've arrived in Vietnam. When I arrived in Vietnam, I had quite a bit of anxiety due to the complete paradox of the country. So the traffic is completely different. So in Vietnam, there are no road rules, not like a Western society. So if I had to cross with my daughter over a zebra crossing, the cars don't actually stop, they just drive either in front of you or behind you. And in my brain, I used to just basically I think, danger alert, danger alert. So in Vietnam, there was a time when I had to drive behind on a motorbike with a TA, a teacher assistant, and we used to go to a school that was around about 20 kilometers out of town. So, and she used to drive quite fast, and it was raining. So I was quite tense, and I basically learned the art of surrendering. So feeling a feeling and just surrendering and letting go and just letting whatever feeling comes up, feeling it very deeply, and combining it with activations or parasympathetic yoga, which I'll show you in a couple of seconds. I got over my anxiety completely. So I want to actually just share with you today 3 parasympathetic hacks, and I believe that going to the parasympathetic and activating the vagus nerve. If you don't know the vagus nerve, it's called the wandering nerve. It's basically the longest nerve in your body, and there's a lot of research, but not really medical. So a more spiritual side, I think, goes into the vagus nerve yoga, uses the pathway of the vagus nerve. But in the medical industry, it's kind of a nerve that's been quite hidden, and there's not a lot of research medically about the vagus nerve. So I believe that the vagus nerve is basically the pathway to self-realization. And I also believe it's the pathway to no stress and no anxiety. So I'm going to give you guys 3 hacks today, how to activate the vagus nerve and how to calm any anxiety and any stressful moment. So if you feel overwhelmed, anxiety, you would usually have quite a shallow chest breath. It will be short and sharp, so it will be like a quick breath. And if you have anxiety, you will usually be able to only breathe on the topper part of your lung. And if you do more yoga and breathing exercises, you'll be able to deepen your breath basically into your belly. And that's how we are all supposed to breathe. If you look at babies breathe exactly like that. They breathe deep belly breaths. I've practiced the breath to go down all the way to below my navel, and I think that's basically how a breath should be. So if you are interested in learning my first parasympathetic or vagus nerve hack, it's a breath. So it's going to be a pranayama. We're going to breathe in for 5 counts. We're going to hold the breath for 3 counts, and we're going to exhale for 8. The magic is the exhalation and doing it through the mouth like you're blowing through a little straw. So we're going to breathe in for 5, hold the breath for 3, and exhale for 8. So I'm going to show you how it works. So breathing in. Okay, my breath is quite short now because I'm quite anxious. I don't usually go in front of the camera. So breathing in for 5. I'm going to quickly just center myself. It's really hot in Vietnam. Okay, so breathing in, hold, and exhale through the mouth. Breathing in for 5, hold, and exhale for 8. One more round, breathing in for 5, hold, and exhale for 8. Okay, so when you are in your head and you're quite stressed and your mind is going crazy and it's jumping up and down like a little monkey, so then you just practice that breath. It's basically 5 counts of inhalation, 3 counts of holding the breath. Inhale through the nose, hold the breath, exhale like a straw through the mouth. Okay. So remember that hack. The other peaceful hack I've got to activate the parasympathetic or the vagus nerve and get out of your fight and flight or your stress response. The second hack I've got is basically using your hands as a mudra. So I love using, while I'm breastfeeding, I would say, I am peaceful now. I am peaceful now. I am peaceful now. You can take a couple of breaths in between. I am peaceful now. I am peaceful now. And I put quite a bit of pressure on my fingers, like really pressing into the finger. I am peaceful now. I am peaceful now. I am peaceful now. And it's a really quick hack to de-stress, get into your body and just get back on track and out of the stress response. My last parasympathetic hack, this I did because I had IBS, really bad IBS when I got to Vietnam, and I found this on YouTube. It's a little hack, so you can use a little blanket or a towel and you roll it up. This is a baby blanket. You roll it up and you basically place it in your belly, right underneath your ribs, and you go into a child's pose. So you'll go into the child's pose, and you want that pressure of the blanket, and you take 10 deep breaths into the belly, and you'll know you've activated the vagus nerve when you feel a heartbeat in your belly. So you'll start feeling a pulsation. If you don't feel it, you need a thicker towel. Some people even use their arms, but I find it very uncomfortable. So I usually just use a little towel and do it. So I'll take one breath, but I'm not going to stay very long. Perfect. And focus on taking a longer exhalation. And that will really, really help you. I'm quite sweaty. I'm sweaty because it's really hot. Even though it's raining in Vietnam, it's very, very hot. So, yeah, I'm busy doing a avoidance process. So I'm trying to avoid YouTube. I'm going to go through it, and I'm actually using a book to help me. This is a South African author, The Present Process. I've read half of the book, but I want to start reading it again because it basically tells you avoidant patterns and how we avoid difficult emotions. And what I've noticed on my vagus nerve journey and my journey to become more peaceful is that I separated myself from emotions. I didn't feel it in my body anymore, but I felt it from an outsider's perspective. So I just felt the emotion, but I wasn't attached to the emotion. And this book really explains you how to do that. And also using the breath to process the emotion, that you are not as reactive, but more responsive. Yeah, so I don't want to take more of your time. I just wanted to basically share those 3 quick exercises. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. And for all my friends in South Africa, I miss you guys. Goodbye.